Okay. Oh, dude, we are live.
All right. So how do I know we're live? How can I see that?
You can.
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay. All right, guys. Trial and error. Trial and error. I apologize. I apologize, guys. If you can see. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back to the African Fighters. I am very sorry this might seem unprofessional, but this is our very first attempt in live streaming. And so, yes, if you get to catch us live, you're welcome. And well, without any further ado, my name is Aminu. I'm one of your co-hosts, and today I have my other half, which is the bread to my butter, Farouk. Farouk, what's up? How you doing?
Doing great, man. What's up, guys? Welcome again.
Okay, okay, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are trying something new here, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of topics, and well, this is one of the reasons why I say we are not professional because I forgot to put the intro graphic and intro graphic coming in three, two, one.
Come on, Africans!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, today we would be talking about a couple of things. First of all, we cannot be calling ourselves the African fighters from Nigeria if we do not talk about the tremendous leap that MMA just had this past weekend, or should I say just yesterday, in the event
Mhm.
of Kamaru Usman coming together with some of his partners, which we don't really know who they are, but they put up an amazing show, which is the AKO Face-Off Fight Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an event that had four bouts in it, four fights in it in the main card. There was no undercard at all, and it was a very packed arena, I should say, or packed show. A lot of people had fun. There was a little bit of everything. There was a knockout win, not really a submission win. There were TKOs. There was a knockout, the main event, and there was actually a fight that got to the final round, which is quite interesting. And we get into all of that. So, Farouk, in general terms, how would you say was the show in general before we get into the nitty bitty, if you understand what I mean? So, Farouk, what do you think about the show?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say the show was fantastic. They did a great job, especially putting this together in a short time. I don't know how long they've been working on this. Maybe let's say 5 or 6 months. So AKO already did an event last year. They did an MMA show, reality TV show, and it was okay, but not as good as this time around. So partnering with Usman, I think made the whole team better. They put up five good fights, and what I'm more impressed about is that, or I'm most impressed about the whole event is the way they scout for fighters. They look for the top guys in Nigeria. They didn't just bring any type of fighters. They brought guys who graduated from their reality TV show and those who are pro in MMA in Nigeria. So they put up a good performance and they gave a good account of themselves. That's what I would say.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. So, but Farouk, my question now is, if you look at the show at large, well, there was
Mm.
a show that they did, which is the reality show they did sometime last year, or maybe more than a year ago, the season one. So, what would you say are the major improvements from that production of AKO, the season one, to this AKO Face Off Fight Night?
The whole the maturity of the fighters as well. The commentary as well is far improved. The commentary was done by Oki Bakasi, I think last time. It was the guy leading the commentary, and something that is new the first time in Nigeria. Okay, he did okay. I'll not say he did badly. He knows MMA, he knows combat sport, but not very, very technically sound when it comes to commentary. But these guys, this time around, I think there's a foreign guy, and there are two commentators. I think a lady even joined him along the line. They are our own Megan Olivi. So it was good. It was good. They did a very good job. I'll say commentary is far better. Even the production is far better. Everything about the whole show is like, how will I put it? Like if the last show was good, this is kind of excellent. That's how I put it. Times two.
Okay, so well, answering that question.
Before I progress, sorry,
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to. I still have like two people here. I think we just give them a shout out since our first time. I don't know if you can see them on the screen. We have some guys here, Oyenuga and Diego. So
Okay.
welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. This is our first live stream. So happy to have you guys here with us.
All right, cheers, Farouk. Please, would you do me the favor of keeping an eye out on the chat because I'm a bit busy with the production, guys. We are amateurs. I'm sorry about that. So, so well, uh, before I talk about the fights in the main card, I would want to mention or just piggyback on what you said about the commentary. Honestly, when I tried to watch the AKO season 1 and Oke Bakasi, he was alone on the broadcast, and I think his commentary was like recorded after the fight. So he probably had some script that he was writing, and he kind of did not understand the technical terms of like the whole grappling, changing of switching positions, and striking as a whole. But these guys that were on commentary, I actually did a bit of a digging, and I noticed that the foreign guy is a Muay Thai fighter, and I could tell when he was talking about inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, and all of that, he sounded like he knew what he was talking about, which I found very interesting. I even looked at his Instagram. He's been in Nigeria for a while, so maybe he's one of us as well. But anyways, that's one of the things that I was very, very pleased about the commentary. It was a very, very because one thing about commentary is it makes the fans smarter. Nigerians are not very MMA smart. We are casuals, me and you. Right? So Nigerians are not
Yeah.
very MMA smart, and commentary, it actually when the color commentator or a what's it called? There's the other name, color commentator, and I've forgotten what the other thingy is. But when they explain what's going on, and the fighters and the fans are watching, they become more smart about the sport, understanding what is going on. Because when takedowns happen and when they are switching positions, just like Cornell was on top. Because I've been watching MMA, hearing commentators talking about switching positions and maybe getting an armbar or triangle from Mount, I was expecting him to do something like that. You understand? When
Yeah,
when
I know.
when
Same
Con-
here.
yeah, when Cornell took somebody down, I'll be expecting, okay, now you can maybe twist your hip and maybe push his hips away. Looking for those, obviously, it's easy for me to say those fighters as well. They already know these things. Let me just stop rambling like that. But yeah, the commentary, honestly, I cannot say enough of how happy I was about that. And another thing I will talk about is the production. The production, it seems like when the event started, they were not really prepared, but like halfway, like two fights deep, they kind of got everything in place.
I think after the first fight, we're good to go.
Yeah,
The
the
first fight
audio
was
was,
kind of
yeah,
shaky and all the years.
yeah, the
But
audio was
let's
all
give
around
them
the
credit
place.
for let's give them credit for the flow of the event.
Mm,
A typical Nigerian event without the audience, there's that kind of a slow programming after the first fight. Oh, let's wait for people to come in.
mm.
But this fight were going according to schedule. Like you after the first fight, you wait for about 5 to 10 minutes. Already talking about the second fight, the fighters walking in, the ring work and all that, all the stage work.
Yes,
So it was
yes.
kind of the flow was good. They didn't
Yeah,
start time, so
yeah. So the
kind of
thing
I enjoyed
is,
that
the
part
thing
as
is,
well.
it was also on STV. Is I think that's Silverbird. So obviously they
Remember?
would have to respect time because it was also on live broadcast on TV. So there is
Sure,
also
okay,
that.
cool.
And me and you, when we were watching, we were chatting. When we were watching the fight, we were talking about how empty the venue is. Apparently, Nigerians were being Nigerians, and they did not show up to the to the fight on time.
Event.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we continue, I have another question. Basically, we're
Mhm.
continuing. I'm asking another question. I'm sorry, guys, for the botch. Which fight was your favorite fight in the whole card?
I will say the co-main event. Mm, everybody would like the main event. You get
Mm-hmm.
based on the knockout, less
Mm-hmm.
than 2 minutes, classical knockout. The Nigerian guy defeated the Togolese guy,
Mm-hmm.
Big Shark. So we all know Big Shark. So those who like KO will go for that fight, but I'll go for the light heavyweight fight, the heavyweight fight, Onoja and Richard Muzan.
Mm.
That fight was a classical fight. Although in a way, again, it kind of looked boring when Richard was running away from Onoja in the third round, wasn't engaging and all that. I think he was paying Omonoja so much respect because Onoja is like a legend in Nigeria. He's even a coach. He's the one coaching most of these guys.
Mm.
So he has been in MMA space for a long time. So Richard was kind of giving that respect, but I would say Richard also gave a good account of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Being his first MMA pro fight, the guy did very well because at some point in time, Onoja was even being scared to engage. But it's a classical kickboxing affair with some good
Okay.
takedowns as well. So I would say that was my favorite, and that's from the whole card for
Okay.
the whole
Okay.
fight.
Okay. Well, honestly, I was not too. Sorry, guys. Let me switch to my camera. Here we go. So I was not too impressed with the Onoja fight, mostly
Okay.
because one fighter was running away the whole time. Uh, in my head, I was thinking, what do they do to prevent this from happening again? Then I remembered I've seen one of this before with the bare knuckle guys, where some people will be afraid of damage and be running away from the whole fight. You understand? And that
Mm-hmm.
fighter, I remember that fighter, he got caught, like his pay was cut because he was not trying to engage, which was annoyingly what was happening when Richard and Onoja were fighting. Richard was
Mm-hmm.
literally did not want to engage. He only engaged when
But
Onoja maybe cuts the
but
cage.
but let's be honest. Don't you think it's a tactical approach? Because anytime Onoja come close or engage, Richard was clipping him all the time. So Richard was playing a defensive approach for that fight. So you cannot blame one fighter for not engaging. If the other guy is running away, go get him, take
He
him down or
was
do something. Easy did the same thing against you, Romero. So let's not make it look like it's something strange. Easy
no,
was
no,
running
no,
from
no.
you
It
like,
you.
throughout
It's
the
not the
fight.
same. It's not the same.
So
It's not the same. You can
okay,
clearly see
okay.
that Richard was running away, bro.
He
He did
was.
not have any intention. He
I agree
literally
with
had
you. I agree.
he. I understand it's a strategy, right? To fight from the
Mm-hmm,
outside. You understand
mm-hmm.
how fighting from the outside means. It literally means that you stay outside the pocket, throw jabs, go back outside,
Mm.
enter, throw jabs, but not in the case that
But
this one fighter is chasing you and then you are running the other direction. Do you
okay,
understand?
I get your point.
So
True. So yeah, to some extent, I get what you're saying. But yeah. So if I'm not going for that fight, let's say the next best fight is going to be
I'm not saying your
Cornell.
oh, no, I'm not saying your choice is wrong. I'm just saying
Yeah, I know, I know,
why
I know,
why
I
I
know,
don't
I know.
like
For
it.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, for me, the next best fight is going to be Cornell and the other guy, Black Panther. I can't remember the name at the moment from my head. What's the name again of this guy? His name is also Richard as well. Richard Onem. Richard
Mm,
Onem, that's his name. Also
mm.
Black Panther. That's his nickname is Black Panther. So that fight was also good. I know I told you even before now, like Rich, I said Cornell Thompson, Big Shaq, these are the guys that are like the top guys in MMA in Nigeria. If you even look at their CV, their record, I think Cornell Thompson is 4-2 now, 4-2 record. Same with Big Shaq as well, 4-2 record. So they've been able to compete in 6 good MMA fights in Nigeria. So you could tell from the fight that these guys are well experienced. They were confident. They know what they're coming in for. They were there to impress Kamaru Usman. So I don't not only Usman, even Bonner Boy. What I love about the end of the fight, main event, is where Big Shaq went towards Burna Boy and I don't know what he was saying exactly. So Burna Boy stand up and they started applauding the guy. So I'm like, okay, this guy is here to actually impress
Yo, he
people.
got a million naira.
In all,
He
yeah,
got a
got a
million
million
naira
naira.
in
Yeah,
cash.
got a million
Farouk, can
naira.
you please
Yeah.
reduce the volume of? Is it the YouTube there?
No, no,
I can
no.
hear
Maybe
my
from my
voice in the
right?
background. Are you? Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. So, yeah,
Maybe the volume is high. Yeah, turn
Big
that down.
Shaq, Big Shaq, Big Shaq was the guy that won the main event, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
so
Shot.
Big Shaq he got a million naira. I saw it somewhere in social media where they actually dropped the money in cash. So
Hmm.
well, kudos to him. I hope some of the fighters at the back also get some of that bread. Anyway, so with that being
I
said,
think they will. I think they will. The pay will be good for them. I think so. With Usman being there and with the whole sponsors and everything, I think they are going to pay them well. Yeah, I feel so.
okay.
So let's come back this way now. What is your whole rating? If not say much about what you think you like, you just talk about the commentary, production. What about the fighters' experience? What about the fighters' delivery? What do you think about
Okay,
their performance?
okay.
Yeah.
I would tell you that when you, I will tell you the fighter that impressed me the most. Okay,
Mm.
the fighter that impressed me the most was Cornell. Right? They call him the
Mm.
Marine boxer. That guy
Yeah.
was the only guy that I saw because okay, Big Shaq did not have enough time. He finished his fight in the first round. Cornell took it to the third round, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Cornell, his wrestling, he sort of has this Dagestani wrestling style, and I can see the striking too. He wasn't left behind. The only thing, I saw some careless head kicks, but in the grand scheme of the whole event, I was most fascinated by the talent, the technical abilities of Cornell. I believe that's not his real name, right? His real name is Thomas.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
what?
Thomas or
That's not his real
Thompson.
name. You think?
Yeah. I think
Okay, Thompson is his name. Yeah,
yeah. So anyway,
Thompson is
so
his name.
I was most impressed by Cornell. Honestly, that guy, if among the whole fight, because I've not seen enough of Big Shark, I would say he's the guy that I would say carry the banner, go outside there and face whatever challenges.
True.
Because
I agree
in
with
the
you.
in the end,
I agree
in
with
the
you as
end
well.
is the wrestling that is most of the champions in the UFC right now are wrestlers. So his wrestling is going
Yeah,
to. I was very impressed,
and
honestly. Although I did not see, anyways, no negatives here. So
and
that's the fighter that
for
impressed
me,
me
it's
the
going to be
most.
Big Shaq and Cornell. And I don't know if you remember, Big Shaq knocked out Cornell at the AKO tournaments last year, reality TV show. So Big Shaq
Ah,
is like a knockout artist. The guy knows what he's coming for. You know, even at the
ah,
fight against Indidi in the final, he was going for a knockout. He wanted to knock out
yeah,
Indidi,
yeah.
but
Indeed,
he could
was
not get
was
that
grappling,
knockout. So
was grappling, yeah.
grappling. So
Mm,
Cornell, why I agree with you again on Cornell is that Cornell is like the guy with he has experienced MMA in Nigeria as a whole from different angles. He has
mm,
competed at PFC,
mm,
competed at OFU,
mm,
AKO. So the guy has adapted so well that he can go anywhere now, like you said. South
mm.
Africa, UAE, even US. I don't know if there's any top promotion that maybe LFA or something. I think Cornell is that guy that can go in there and be himself,
I have so many
not
questions
feeling scared or
about.
anything.
Sorry
Hmm.
to cut you off. I have so many questions
No
about
problem.
our fighters getting to our own African UFC, which is EFC, basically.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is it that there is no proper synergy between the management of the fighters in Nigeria and the management over there at EFC, or is there something more than what we don't know?
I'm happy you brought this topic up, but I think this should be another topic for another day, talking about management. You know, we're into management ourselves. What I
Uh,
realized from conversation I've had with these guys is that most of these guys are self-managing their career.
mm,
They're on their own. They just look for referrals.
mm.
They are kind of a bit somehow selfish as well. Somehow they're also kind of being scared as well. They don't want to be trapped into a contract that they cannot go out of.
They are afraid
They
of the
don't want somebody
Nigerian
to
factor,
control their
innit?
future. Nigerian factor. So
Mm.
there's also they're supposed to also look at the element of trust as
Okay,
well.
okay, Farouk, sorry to
Try to
cut
see
you
how
off.
they move
Sorry to
forward.
cut you
Yeah.
off. I think you brought a good point. We are moving away from the conversation of
Okay.
of AKO. So
So
yeah.
I read.
Before we leave
Okay.
this topic, I'm just going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about Kamaru Usman's influence. Did you
Okay.
feel Kamaru Usman's influence, and how do you see him being part of this event moving forward?
I think Usman really influenced the event in a positive way. His involvement, the way they come up with this event in a short time, because after the reality TV show, to be honest, I started in somewhere in my mind, I started thinking AKO is like one and done event. Nothing will come out from them again because it took them a whole year for whole 2021, no event, no single event. So these guys they got from the event. Luckily, thank God we're coming up with Usman. They brought back these guys to this fight night. So I would say they, in a way, kind of bringing that talent, those talent they discover, because in reality they actually discover the life of Big Shaq, the life of Cornell Thompson. We never knew about them until AKO. So I would say they did a good job, but Usman come in, make this whole thing look faster, draw more publicity to the event. Usman bringing his friends. Without Usman, maybe we'll not be able to have the life of Burna Boy and Code here. I don't know. They have the money to bring Burna Boy. Don't get me wrong, but Usman also brought some friends and all that. So I think that partnership, there's some type of partnership that when you are alone, you will not be as successful as when you are two. I'll use both of us as an example. If I'm alone running this platform, we'll not be where we are today. But with you, the production guy, with me, so we combine knowledge together. So I think there's going to definitely be significant progress. My own worry is that I don't know how consistent they are going to be. Are we going to see a fight night, like 2-3 fight night every year? You get, is it going to be once in a year event? This is the question. I'm trying to get a quote from Usman on Instagram, which he posted today, where he was talking about carrying on this event going forward. So let me try to see if I can get the quote. So this is the quote. This is not a one and done. This is a start of something beautiful. We thank everyone for coming out. We appreciate the love and support, Kamaru Usman. So I'm really, really impressed with Usman being involved. I wish we can have Life of Easy as well, but let's see what happens in the long run. But I think with Usman involvement, Usman is also seeing what other fighters are doing across the globe.
Okay.
Ngannou's foundation. So Usman is someone who is passionate about Nigeria. I want to see that he bring back to our people and help grow the culture, the sports in
All right.
Nigeria. So
All right. Thank you very
I
much.
Face-Off Fight Night too. Yeah.
So before we go, I would just like to give some love to Jude Ezugu, the Hurricane, where he won his fight against Richard Chidi, the one that you were talking about. What's his nickname? That is Resident Ninja. I think he's one of I think he's one of those fighters out of Abuja, right?
Yeah, out of Abuja. The gym in Abuja.
Yeah. So this fight in the first round, it looked like the Resident Ninja had everything in control. He brought Nzugu down, but in the second round, my guy was gassed out. He couldn't move at all. So I think his tank was the letdown boy. He was very, very, very good in the first round. He stuck to his game plan, which was taking the fight to the ground, and he did some ground and pound. I think in some probably some UFC fights, if it was a UFC fight, it would have probably been stopped at the first round. But anyways, shout out to Jude Ezugu for coming back and winning that fight. So I think that's enough for the African fighters now. And
so finally, the rating. I think I'll rate them 7.5 over 10.
Oh, sorry
overall.
about that.
So what is your rating?
Honestly,
overall?
I haven't sat down and I haven't thought about it, but due to the fact that this is a nudge to a very positive direction when it comes to MMA, the skill level of the fighters, like putting more eyes out there, most especially because of the free stream, and the production wasn't all that though, but I'll give it 8 out of 10. But the second event, if they ever have a fight night again, I'll probably be more I would not be as lenient as I am now. So there you have it.
Okay.
All right. I'll just put this on pause now, and then we'll get to the next level. So guys, we'll be back in just a minute.
Are we still live?
Yes, we are live. Okay, coming back.
Come on, Africans!
Okay, welcome back, guys. So, right now we're gonna talk about Francis Ngannou and the UFC, the brass ring. That is the top of the pinnacle when it comes to mixed martial art in the world. So so Francis Ngannou recently have been on the news. We have spoken about this in our previous episodes where we were talking about Ngannou having only one fight left in his UFC contract, and he refuses to sign a new fight. We spoke about this before Ngannou and when he won the title fight against Miocic, the second fight. We spoke about it that he refused to sign a new contract, which Ngannou has been mentioning and has been adamant that he wants a boxing clause in his contract. He wants to be able to go out there and box, and he doesn't just want to box as like a celebrity boxer. He wants to box seriously and challenge for one of the heavyweight titles out there. So fast forward a couple of months, say 6 months, it's still the same topic, and it's gotten to a point that Dana White has said some funny things about Ngannou's management, and Dana White has literally brushed it off whenever it came up that will Ngannou leave the UFC after his last fight. Dana White seems to be calling the bluff of Ngannou, and Ngannou, in the other hand, has been insisting that he wants a boxing clause or else he's going to leave and go and box, which is a very, very big risk for Ngannou because Ciryl Gane is no scrub, right? It would look good if Ngannou would go out there and beat Ciryl Gane, right? Before he pulls a CM Punk. Remember, I don't know if you are a pro wrestling fan, but there was a time that they did an angle in WWE where CM Punk's contract was up. He won the WWE title off John Cena, and then he walked away in Chicago. So then the ultimate pipe bomb came after that. I don't wrestling fans would know what I'm talking about. So, do you think Ngannou can pull this off and the UFC will curve basically and agree to his boxing clause in his contract?
I think kind of the whole ball is on Ngannou's court at the moment. And something you didn't mention is that the UFC, Dana White always made it look like it's with regards to money. If you remember before this whole thing, it was Ngannou and Jon Jones, a mega fight, a super fight, blah, blah, blah. So you need to give me the right money. So Jones was calling for $10 million, $50 million, so and so on. So Dana White made it look like the UFC, Ngannou is asking for more money. And after, like you said, the issue we had with Ngannou's management, his coach came out recently and now clarified that the issue they have with UFC is not even with regards to money. That is where we realized that it has to do with a boxing clause. Ngannou now revealed in an interview that all he's asking for UFC to do is to let him compete in boxing. He wants to compete in boxing before retiring. Ngannou is about 35, I think, at the moment. So he has about 5 more years for active career, active fighting, or active boxing. So he feels tying him down with the UFC will prevent him from going to boxing. So he wants the next contract to involve a boxing clause, just like what happened to Conor and Floyd Mayweather, something of that nature. So I think that would be fantastic, and I want that for Ngannou, to be honest.
Well, sorry to cut you off, but technically from a business point of view, I don't know how the boxing clause would be. Conor never had a boxing clause in his contract. It was just a one-off thing. We all know that Dana White was interested in boxing before MMA. Dana White has Zuffa boxing going on before it died recently, and I don't know if they are going to bring it back. Dana White has always wanted to be part of boxing promotion, right? So with the Conor McGregor and Floyd thing, it was more of like a business decision. So they shared the revenues, UFC and the money team. What's the name of TMT? What's the name of Conor's Floyd's promotion? So there was that in play. It was a one and done situation type of
Yeah,
thing.
apart from the money as well.
Wait.
Dana wants.
Let
Alright.
me finish this point. But what Ngannou wants is a clause for him to go out there and box, right? But me, I feel like it's not very easy to just include that in a contract. Like, dude, you can go out and box somewhere, right? When you already have a
But what
contract
he's
with
trying
us.
to look for, he's looking for UFC involvement as well, not just let me go when I want to go. No, UFC can be
Uh,
part of the promotion, just like Dana White did with, like you said, Floyd Mayweather. It was the UFC coming together with boxing, Floyd Mayweather team, so they co-promote that event. So Ngannou is not even bothered from my own see, from where I'm looking at this whole thing. He's not bothered about Dana White letting me go and just fight. Dana White was going to get a percentage of those fights. And to be honest, Ngannou is a superstar that is going to go for big fights.
Okay,
With fights
okay.
like Dylan
I'm
White,
glad you brought that up. Sorry to
Tyson
cut you off
Fury.
again. I'm glad you brought that up. But
Mm-hmm.
recently we've been seeing back and forth on Twitter between Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Do you think there is a market? There are people out there that would want to see Ngannou and Fury
Absolutely.
in
Absolutely. Before we
any
continue,
boxing bout?
let me not leave the audience out. Diego is saying Francis is an amazing talent. He should be allowed to box professionally as well. That's Diego saying, speaking. And we have Oyenuga also saying, well, Tyson Fury was also interested in the fight as well. So I decided to bring this conversation into from their angle since we're talking about Tyson Fury at the moment. So everybody is saying Tyson Fury as he's the main guy in boxing at the moment, to be honest. Heavyweight boxing is Tyson Fury. So for Tyson Fury to be saying, I want to fight that beast, he's already giving Ngannou that shine already. He want to fight that beast. So Ngannou is seen as the beast, the guy, the untouchable person, or the untouchable fighter. So for me, I feel Tyson Fury is making it even easy for Ngannou to transition. And Ngannou's last interview, he said with TMZ, regardless of him winning or not winning, he is going to go into boxing. So now I'm happy with that stand. I like fighters who stand on their ground, who don't stay here today and now jump tomorrow, the likes of Masvidal. Sorry, I'm trying to throw shade a little bit. So Ngannou is that guy that will stick to what he wants. And he knows. I know why Ngannou is moving, apart from even the passion for wanting to box. His closest friend, Carlos Takam, is making a lot of money in boxing. Ngannou will make good payday. Ngannou can fight twice in boxing and retire. I mean, he's good. He's good to go. You know that for sure. He's going to get the likes of Dillian White. You know about Ngannou at the moment. He's so marketable that all heavyweight boxing, the top heavyweight boxers want him at the moment. You get. So now back to the first question you asked me now. If Ngannou beat Gane, Ciryl Gane, is he going to move to boxing? I think if you defeat Ciryl Gane, it will make it much more better. And I feel at that point, Dana White should try to negotiate, let them have that boxing clause, let Dana White get his own chop or his own cuts, and then let Ngannou also make his money. Ngannou is not leaving the UFC completely. So you think
there's Ngannou is not bluffing? He's serious about leaving.
I think I think it's a you know what it's about Ngannou now. Let me put it this way: it's a win-win for Ngannou. Winning against Ciryl Gane is a win. It's a plus for him. Will make the fight with Tyson Fury a bigger fight. Losing against Ciryl Gane is still a big fight. But the problem about Tyson Fury, is he going to be interested in that fight afterwards? That's what we don't know. But I believe whether win or lose, Ngannou will still be a big name for boxing. So that's the point. And he's showing that he's going to go regardless whether he win or lose. So
in our live
win will be more better.
Sorry to cut you off, Farouk. In our live chat, Diego is saying Francis is box office. Obviously, he's agreeing with you. He said he would sell out any venue in the world, which obviously he would. And Fury and Oyenuga here is saying a Fury fight would make a lot of money and eyes. So if I think if it's real, Dana is a corner. I don't really understand that last bit, but it seems like Oyenuga and Diego, they are on the same page.
Okay, what I say, I think if it's real, Dana is in the corner. That means what I understood from that statement is that Dana will be left out. That's what I think. I don't know if I'm right. But he's saying if Ngannou is real about what he's saying, Dana is going to be left out of the party. Man.
Yeah, you've already answered the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask if Ciryl Gane... Okay, so there's one thing Ciryl Gane to actually win, right? But there's another thing for Ciryl Gane to embarrass Ngannou and win. Right? So how does that affect Francis Ngannou's stock when it comes to him being a big draw when he eventually moves into boxing? That is, if he doesn't sign another contract with the UFC. Have you thought about it that, let's say, remember when Francis Ngannou fought Stipe Miocic the first fight? It
Yeah.
was when he got tired, and he was like a zombie, like a big chunk of big sweaty meat walking walking
Yeah.
around. It was so embarrassing and uncomfortable to watch. So let's say Ciryl Gane, worst comes to worst, Ciryl Gane beats Ngannou like that. He looks awful. Ciryl Gane outclasses him. Do you think that would affect the transition to boxing, or do you think that he will still be a draw?
Even you yourself, you know it's not going to happen that way. Even in your heart, in your deep in your heart, you know it's not going to happen that way. If it happened that way, that will be end of, I think, of Ngannou's journey to boxing. What will happen is that even if Ciryl Gane is going to defeat Ngannou, it's going to happen like the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder third fight. There's going to be a lot of knockdowns, my brother. Ciryl Gane will be knocked down and come back and maybe win on point or something. So I feel no matter how it plays out, Francis Ngannou will still look good, whether he loses or he wins. That's the thing. And one thing about Francis Ngannou is that we've not seen him being knocked out. I don't believe Ciryl Gane can knock Francis Ngannou out. That's the worst case scenario. That's what will make him look bad. You get, they'll say, oh, this guy doesn't have a chin. Oh, blah, blah. But she cannot even be knocked out. So the best chance for Ciryl Gane would be a win by decision.
Okay.
That's how I see it. So I don't think it will affect Francis Ngannou that much.
Okay, I know, Farouk. I know that you are a very, very heavy believer when it comes to Francis Ngannou and his power. But dude, the Ciryl Gane I've seen, Ciryl Gane moves like a lightweight, the way they say, and it's quite true, right? We've seen sparring videos, and we've seen Ngannou when he goes the full distance before, when he goes 5 rounds before. We see how tired he gets, right? Because with heavy muscles like that comes like respiration, the heart would have to pump blood faster, and you get tired, innit? So, so there is no doubt in your mind that Ngannou is gonna beat Ciryl Gane, or he would not be embarrassed? You don't think anything like that would happen?
Okay, so let me break this down a little bit. I don't know if I can do it, but let me try to break it down. If Ciryl Gane can manage to avoid Ngannou's power hands, then what you're talking about will happen. Ngannou will get tired in the 4th, 5th round. I get where you're coming from. Ngannou has won his last 5 fights in less than a round or within a round. So he has not gone the distance as much as Ciryl Gane has gone the distance. I think Ciryl Gane has gone distance about 2-3 times now, main events. So we can play that to Ciryl Gane's advantage. But I believe Ngannou is going to clip this guy like 1 or twice. And that energy, that cardio will go away. Ciryl Gane will be struggling on the ground, on the mat. I'm telling you. He will try to get up like Stipe was doing. So it's not when you have that power to get up that you want to take someone to the last round, to all 5 rounds. That's the point. So is he going to stay there and not get touched for 5 rounds? We don't know until we see. But I believe he's going to be clear. I'm going to say I can tell you for sure, I'm going to say 4 or 5 knockdowns in that fight. But I don't want to say all will come from Ngannou. Let me not be too biased. But we can see 3 to 4 knockdowns in that fight, because there's no way. I know Ciryl Gane is a decent fighter, is a better fighter technically. Anybody know that worldwide. Everybody know. We can all see that it's clear. But can he avoid Ngannou? Ngannou is going to fight rough. He's going to bring the dirty boxing. He's going to find a way of clipping Ciryl Gane one way or the other. So I see Ngannou knocking that guy out within the first 3 rounds.
Okay, Farouk, I hear you. And Oyenuga, I hear you. Anything can happen in MMA as well, as Oyenuga pointed out in our live chat. So, okay. So quickly, predictions. What's your prediction for Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane?
3rd round knockout or TKO Ngannou.
Okay.
That's what I see. Yeah, because like you say, if you go the distance, it's to the advantage of Ciryl Gane. If it goes the distance, I see Ciryl Gane winning on points. That is honest reality. If Ngannou cannot take him out of the fight within the first 3 rounds, then there's problem.
Okay. While you're still explaining, Oyenuga and Diego, if you're still there, or if is there anybody in the live chat, you could drop your predictions for Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. How do you guys see the fight going? What are your predictions? And we'll talk about that as well. But as for me, my prediction for Ciryl Gane versus Ngannou, I see a unanimous victory for Ciryl Gane. Okay.
Wow. Bold one.
This
Okay.
is also because I don't want to be obviously in my heart I want Ngannou to win. But honestly, the sparring footage that came out, performances of Ciryl Gane, I kind of see Ciryl Gane dancing circles
But
around Ngannou.
the sparring
Dancing
footage are not enough. I don't think they're enough. If
Listen,
you're judging based on
listen. I
overall
understand. I'm not
performances.
arguing
Okay.
that fact. I'm giving you my prediction. And
Mm-hmm.
my prediction is
All right.
I've been convinced by the sparring footages. I've been convinced by the recent performances of Ciryl Gane that Ciryl Gane would dance circles around Ngannou to the 5th round, and he'll probably win the championship rounds as well, and maybe win 3-2. So
Okay, we have
that's
some
my
prediction coming
prediction.
already. We have Kasali is here, Francis TKO in the 2nd round. So someone is with me here. Kasali says Francis TKO in the 2nd round, and we have Reinuga as well. I'm not a betting man. I choose Francis 2nd round TKO. Anything past that is Ciryl Gane. Like I said to you, the same thing similar. Ciryl Gane is in Cyryl's favor. True.
Damn, Diego, that's a bold one, yo. 4th round, you think Ngannou would still have the power for a knockout in the 4th round? Well, anyways, that power. That power is always there because we've seen Derek Lewis, right? Derek Lewis knocked out. What's the name of that tall Russian guy? Volkov, right?
Volkov.
Yeah. He knocked him out in the final round after he was tired. So yeah, Diego, I
the
see
last 2 minutes
that could happen as well.
Of that fight.
That could happen as well. Well, anyways, let's just leave that Ngannou topic for now. And what other topic? What are we speaking about next, Farouk?
Well, before we leave the topic, what happened to Ciryl Gane after that fight? Where does he go from there if he loses? Because now Ciryl Gane, they are saying he has a Jon Jones clause. That's what his manager is saying, his coach. That if he defeats Francis Ngannou, whether or not he has a Jon Jones clause. So do you see that as a setback for Ciryl Gane if he loses to Francis Ngannou, or do you see him bouncing back for a championship fight next? Because if Ngannou is still the champion and he's been knocked out like everyone is saying, I don't see him getting title shot immediately. So where does he go from there? If you win or if he lose, what can you say about that?
I don't think Jon Jones wants anything to do with Ciryl Gane, except honestly, because in the heavyweight division, I think that would be his hardest fight. Right? I'm just thinking, I think Jon Jones right now, he has already made it clear that he's all for the money fight, and the biggest money fight is the Ngannou, and the money fight always comes with risk. He would rather want Ngannou. So if Ngannou beats Ciryl Gane, there's no Ciryl Gane Jon Jones. Or let's say maybe Ngannou packs up and leaves the UFC. There'll obviously be a fight to crown the new champion, right? We have Derek Lewis and Taito Vasa going to happen soon, right?
Okay.
True. Yeah, so we have Jon Jones here as well. Jon Jones is the odd man out, and he says he's going to fight in 2022. So I think if Ciryl Gane loses, there's no title fight for him. But if he wins, then I think that's when Jon Jones will come out and be like, I don't have any choice. Comes in and say, I don't have any choice.
Why are you putting Stipe at the moment? Stipe is kind of out of this whole picture for... Why do you put Stipe? Because people are talking about Stipe fighting Jon Jones. I think I would like to see that fight as well.
Yeah, well, a non-title fight would be nice. Stipe and Jon Jones. We'll just do a legend fight, and probably Stipe will just lose.
A number one contender fight as well for the title. That could be
and just go. As well. But with regards to Jon Jones, honestly, I think Jon Jones probably has only 2 fights left in him. Maybe that is if he gets paid what he wants. But he's very young, Sha. He's very young, but he's just stubborn. And with regards to Stipe, I would hate to see Stipe being the champion again, because he would just hold that title and fight once a year again.
Honestly, true. Did you take the chat? We have some comments in the chat. I don't know.
Okay, so Adetoro says if Francis Ngannou even breathe on Ciryl Gane, that he will knock him out. And I think Oyenuga is bringing some topics here. He's talking about sparring Baka. I don't know what that means, but he says there's Burns versus Usman, TJ versus Dillashaw.
I think he's doing some kind of
okay. He's talking about the sparring footages. fighter
Oh,
sparring.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Sparring. Oh,
yeah.
okay, from
Mm,
teammate. Yeah, I get that
yeah.
now. Okay.
And he says it is Jones. Jones would have had speed and technical advantage, but
Mm.
it's Ciryl Gane that all out the window. He still has grappling, but Kasali here says Ngannou will not resign with UFC. He will box next.
Will not
Much
resign.
more.
Will not resign.
Oh, will not resign. Oh, gosh, sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'm sorry. I need a cup of coffee, man. Uh, so if we are going to see, if you are going to see, I'm just going to throw this out now. If we are going to see a championship fight that is for a vacant title, right, for the heavyweight title, let's assume Ngannou won and left. Who are going to fight for the vacant title? Comment section as well. You guys, suggestions of who would fight for the vacant title if Ngannou wins and leaves.
I think there's going to be like a semi-final kind of This really I forget how they call it, like a
Like a
um
Grand Prix, like a
Grand
tournament.
Prix, yeah, tournament. Not Yes, will not officially say it's a tournament, but they're going to put it. They're going to pair two groups.
So
So I
two
see
number one
Stipe,
contender fight.
number one contender fight. Thank you. That's the best way to put it. Stipe will
Uh,
come into the picture. Jones will come into the picture
uh-huh.
because once Jones is smart. Once Ciryl Gane is defeated or Ngannou, Jones will jump into that picture. He's just watching from the side to see what happens. According to our colleague Yagi says Jones will never fight in the UFC ever again. That doesn't see Jones fighting again. We never can tell. So I see Jones, Stipe, Ciryl Gane, and maybe the winner between Tuivasa and Lewis back. Lewis will always come back in that title picture. But that guy doesn't want the title, to be honest. Just after the money as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the title, to
Yeah,
be honest.
Oyenuga says Ciryl Gane again and Stipe. Honestly, I don't
Okay.
see Ciryl Gane fighting for a title after a loss. However, we've seen it happen with TJ, not TJ. What's this fight? The fight that Peter Yan just had in Abu Dhabi, right? Was it in Abu Dhabi? He fought.
Yeah, Peter and this Sanhagen.
Yeah,
Is it
Sanhagen.
Sanhagen?
Sanhagen lost. He lost to Dillashaw, and he fought for the interim title. And
Yeah.
Peter Yan technically lost to the champion, and both of
Mhm.
them came from losses and fought for the interim title. But
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 Oyenuga is also right, because if Ngannou wins and leave the UFC as well, still Ngannou will still come back to the picture, because it's going to be like the only
you
guy
know
that beat him is Ngannou.
you know why
So that's the
UFC
thing.
don't you know why UFC don't like doing that. They'll be
Mhm.
like, okay, let me give you an example with Khabib. Khabib left. There was a vacant title, but he beat Justin Gaethje before he left.
Just engage you.
But Justin
Mhm.
Gaethje was not put in the vacant title fight because they don't want it to be like, okay, your champion is only a champion because the original champion is not there anymore. You understand?
Yeah, true.
So that's why if you take an L, you would have to go and get a W to come back
Before coming back,
before
which
coming
is the
back,
right thing to be
which
honest.
it
Which is
would
the
not
right
be
thing to
good
be
for the
honest.
promotion technically because it would look like
True.
you're only champion because this guy is not here. So I think that's
Yeah.
why Ciryl Gane will probably not get the nod. All right, guys, let's
Mhm.
leave this topic. We've been on this for too long, and I think we'll just take one more and call it a day, Farouk. Because guys,
Okay.
this is our test stream. This is the first time we're streaming live. Thank you for for sitting through through
Thank you
this
for joining.
while we are
Demonstrating.
learning. We appreciate the love. Well, we
Thank
appreciate
you guys for
you
joining.
guys in the comment section. So we'll just talk one more topic. Farouk, look at the potential list that we have, the list that we had before we came into the show, and just drop one for us so we talk about it with the guys here, and then we
Okay,
go.
so let's talk about two topics quickly. We'll talk
Mhm.
about Sean Strickland knocking out opponent in sparring.
Mhm.
So how do you go about that? Should I run the topic or you want to go with it?
No, so the thing is with that, yeah. Honestly, I would rather we have a fighter that actually
Mm.
trains, because me and you we don't train, right? We'll
Mm-hmm.
just say
Mm-hmm.
from a moral point of view, it's very uncool for a fighter to go out there and knock out his training partner, right? But really, what do we know?
But you know why? You know why the topic is here. I'm not judging based on my own perspective. I'm judging based on even the fighters themselves.
Mm,
If you've done a survey, if you've gone on every other platform on the internet, news platform, MMA platform, everybody is calling that guy out. Even fighters on our platform on Instagram are saying that is not the right way to. I don't know if you've seen what we're talking about. If you've not seen the clip, maybe you don't understand what I'm talking about. If you've seen
Yeah.
the sparring footage, you don't knock someone out in sparring. This is what is ethically right. It's not even about you being a fighter or not. When someone is even going out and sparring, you don't throw a head kick to that person. This guy fell straight, like he almost slumped, like he was knocked out before even reaching the ground. So you do think that's hygiene? That's even how do I put it? That's even right as a fighter, because let's assume both fighters are preparing for a fight. This other guy had the fight next month, another guy had the fight
okay.
upper month. And you're knocking out.
Okay, Farouk. I don't think we've explained it properly. It's a sparring footage of Sean Strickland. He was sparring a guy, and he repeatedly threw some punches, and then the guy was staggered a bit. You can see that he was stagged. Then he came with a roundhouse kick. Was it a roundhouse kick, or was it just a head kick? He head kicked him, and the guy slumped to the mat. And well, people have been talking on social media about that, about it being too reckless. But there's also people coming out in defense of Sean Strickland, saying he's always taking care of his fighters. So it's a two-way street, honestly. But Farouk, there's something interesting.
That's not the first time he's doing that to fighters. I've seen different clips where he's been brutal when it comes to
honestly, I think we should do this on the next show, and then I'll prepare properly, because then I'll put it on the screen while we talk about it, because it will be more.
So pick the topic then we'll talk about, since you have everything set on.
No. I was just gonna react to what the guys in the comments on the live chat are saying. Kasali started with bringing up Kamaru versus Israel in 185 pounds. 100,000 capacity stadium in Abuja, Nigeria. Oh God, Kasali, no, we don't want that to happen. No.
We don't want to see two Nigerians fight.
And at this point, I think a UFC card in Nigeria will probably be a fight night, and it wouldn't be like a big pay-per-view. I don't know, man. But anyways, that's another different topic to talk about. So let's just talk about. You said you selected two topics, Farouk. Which was the second one?
It's going to be about Jake Paul preparing for MMA. But if we don't want to talk about that, we can leave that for another day. We can talk about UFC welterweight, matchmaking the UFC welterweight. I think that will be much more easier to talk about now.
Okay. I think the guys in the chat will be more interested in the UFC welterweight division right now. So let me just lay the background for you guys. Farouk, can you pull up the list of the top 5 UFC welterweights now?
UFC welterweight top 5. Yeah, just give me a second.
Just pull them up. So we know that Kamaru is the champion. We know that Colby Covington is probably ranked number 1. We know Gilbert Burns will be there somewhere. We know that Bilal Mohammed should be creeping up there as well. We know that the UK guy, I believe I'm next for the fight. What's that guy's name? This guy from Birmingham now, from Birmingham. Leon Edwards, yeah. So we know Leon Edwards is up there. So Leon Edwards.
I have the top 5, like you said. We'll have top 5. We'll have the champion who is not in top 5. Then we'll have number 1 Colby Covington. We'll have Gilbert Burns number 2, Leon Edwards number 3, Sente Luque number 4, and Bilal Mohammed number 5.
Okay. So people are more interested in Colby Covington, in the likes of Masvidal, and the dark horse. He's not really the dark horse anymore. He's the bright horse, the big horse of Khamzat Chimaev. Actually, he's not even a horse. He's a wolf. He's coming in, bro. That guy. So we've seen DMs between Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns mutually agreeing to fight in April, right?
Yeah,
now we've seen Masvidal tweeted about sending contracts to Colby Covington for the 4th time. So means that Masvidal is interested in that fight as well now, because we learned that initially he wasn't. So it looks like those two fights would be the next one for those guys. So that means that Leon Edwards is left and is waiting to fight Kamaru Usman, and that would likely happen. But Kamaru Usman out right now is he's nursing his arm. I think he has an issue with his wrist. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to play matchmaking, right? Because these guys have already aligned themselves to who's going to fight who.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Who
Just
would
give me
you
a
rather?
moment.
Okay, Farouk, it's just gonna be me and you guys then. So my thing is, sorry. Okay, here we go. So my thing is, who should fight Khamzat Chimaev, and what would be Khamzat Chimaev's path into reaching the title per se? So I'm just going to go through the comment section here. Diego says Bilal is doing well. Yes, Bilal just beat Stephen Thompson, a beautiful performance, which was a bit wrestling heavy basically. And then there is Oyenuga says, "Oh God, the clout demon is back." But I'm not gonna lie, Jake Paul made Dana look like a fool. Fighter union should be a thing. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh, that's a different topic, Oyenuga. But my thing is, Farouk, you're back.
I'm back, yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is, Kamzat Chimaev. Who should he fight, and what do you think his path to victory? I mean, his path to fighting for the title would be?
Yeah, for now, Hamza Chimaev is the fight everybody wants. Even though Dana White make it seem like no one want to fight Hamza Chimaev. But to be honest, everybody want Hamza Chimaev. Even Bilal Mohammed said the same thing. There is a guy who owed the shine. If I go there and beat him, I take all his shine. So Bilal has been calling Hamza Chimaev for a while. Neil Magny has been the guy calling for a long time. But the problem about Neil Magny is not that guy. It's not a charismatic person. He's not someone who makes so much noise. He has kind of Usman's personality. Doesn't say so much and just leave it there and just want to see what happens. So we'll have Neil Magny, we'll have Bilal Mohammed, we'll have Gilbert Burns. But from what we can see, Gilbert Burns and Hamza Chimaev have verbally agreed to fight in April 9. So, and like I said, Gilbert Burns is ranked number 2 in the welterweight division. If Hamza Chimaev goes in there and if that fight happens and defeat Gilbert Burns the way he has done to his last 3 opponents in the UFC, he's getting the title shot straight. That's for sure. He's going to get the title shot. That's for sure. He's just one fight away from the title shot. If he fight anyone in the top 5 now at the moment, either beat Bilal Mohammed, Vicente Luque. But I'm happy he's even going for Gilbert Burns, because if he fight Bilal Mohammed and Vicente Luque, the fans are going to say, "Oh, he has not done enough. We still need one more fight." But beating Gilbert Burns or Kobe Covington at the moment, or Leon Edwards, one of these 3 fighters, will automatically give a title shot. And like you said, Leon Edwards is already tied down with Usman. We all know that is done. That's a done deal. We hope to see that fight before June. I don't know when Usman is fighting next. Maybe it's same April as well. Maybe we may see Burns and he might have been the same card with Usman in April. Who knows? We never can see. I think I would like to see Chimaev end of this year fighting for the title against Usman. No, I don't want him to fight anyone apart from Usman.
Yeah, God,
that's what I'll say from now, but we don't know what happens.
Honestly, as a Nigerian, it's a fight that I'm very scared about, because obviously the title is very dear to us Nigerians, the welterweight strap. So, here is my prediction. I think if Usman beats Leon Edwards, I'm just saying, no disrespect to Leon Edwards, let's assume Usman beats Leon Edwards. That means that Usman would have 16 victories in a row, and he has tied Anderson Silva for the most consecutive wins, right? So I think it will be very tempting for Usman to take one more win and then retire, right? So if nobody beats Chimaev and Chimaev becomes available by the end of the year, we probably would see Usman look to solidify his legacy as one of the greats by winning his 17th fight, being the only fighter in the history of the world to win 17 consecutive in the UFC, beating Anderson Silva's record. and probably people will start putting him in the GOAT conversation. I think that would be a perfect stamp to a great career if Kamaru Usman could do something like that. Let's say all the people he's fighting now, he's just fighting them for the second time. And then now there is a new generation of talent coming up in Chimaev, and then he ends that hype and then retires. Then I think that would be great for him.
Okay, that would be nice. So before, let's speak from the comment section now. Diego said Bones Chimaev. That was say he wants to see that fight as well. Kasali said Kamaru Usman versus Hamza Chimaev in July in Nigeria. That will not happen anytime soon. Kasali is all about Nigeria. Fight happening in Nigeria. We also want to see that happen in Nigeria. We want to see a UFC fight in Nigeria or in Africa this year, but we don't know how realistic that is. So Oyenuga also said fight Neil Magny or Chiesa, but work your way up.
He's talking about Chimaev.
Fight
Yeah.
his way up. Yeah. So like Oyenuga is saying, what if Chimaev doesn't get? I feel if you get a Gilbert Burns fight or Leon Edwards fight, anyone in the top 5 is going to get title shot next. What if he's not getting any of this fight now? Do you think UFC can still put him with the smaller fights at the moment? He's currently ranked 11. There's no way he's going to take fights below the top 15. He's working his way up. So who do you want to see him fight if he's not getting the fight with Gilbert Burns with the top 5?
He's definitely going to fight somebody up there. He's definitely fighting somebody up there.
So Oyenuga wants him to work his way up. So I think he's going to take a shortcut to his way up. But I also want to say that because the hype is real, so we want to see if he's actually that person they're all talking about.
Diego here is saying Usman is unstoppable. He's too skillful and too powerful. Yes, we do agree. That's why he's the pound for pound #1 best fighter in the world. I actually have something to say. Before Oyenuga also says Usman will beat Chimaev and people would stop using the excuse of too young, somebody being too young. But I'm just going to say something real quick. I saw something on Kamaru Usman's Snapchat yesterday. For the first time ever, Kamaru Usman was cursing out somebody. You know, Kamaru Usman is one of the most hated fighters out there. He has had a lot of most Colby fans, Masvidal fans insult him, but you can never see him go out of character to like say something. But on his Snapchat, I took some screenshots. I think we're going to talk about this next time, so for us to try to predict who he's referring to. He says there's somebody on his Snapchat that keeps on looking at his activities and saying bad things about him. I think he was hurt by somebody snitching on him, and I don't know, for some reason my head was going to Ali Abdulaziz.
Really?
I don't know. I'll show you. I took screenshots because Snapchat, it does disappear. I'll send it to you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
All right, Farouk, let's round this up. Guys in the comment section, we have about 5 people watching now, but our MVPs are Oyenuga, Diego, and Kasuli. Yeah. You guys were engaging and keeping us here. Thank you so much. This is our first. This is our first live stream, and we have other guys. We have other 2 people that couldn't make it to the stream today, right? There you go. My battery just died. We have other 2 people that right? Yeah. We have 2 people that didn't make it to the to the show today. In person of Mayowa Balogun and Yagi. Next time we're gonna have them on, and yeah. If you guys watching now, if you're not subscribed, please kindly do like, drop a comment. Now that we know how to live stream, we're going to be dropping a show every week. So yeah, more content. We were not putting out shows because we were not too sure. It was taking too long to record and then edit and then post, but now that we could do this, we'll be coming more consistently, and then would also be getting people like people in the comment section as well. If you'd want to be on the show, we could invite you, so we could see you, and then we could talk about fights and fighters, as all of us are casuals, right?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good start in the comment section. Thank you for that. Diego says well done all. Ola sent me.
Who is Ola?
Okay, yeah, okay, I know Ola. Oh,
Which
shout
one?
out to Ola. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for joining. You think you know Ola? I think Ola is the guy based in London, the guy that also runs MMA platform.
Okay. That guy that has like three friends
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah,
do speak
Ola,
about
yeah.
fight. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
Thank you, guys.
we're gonna
Thank
wrap
you.
it up now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you super kick that like button and uh and
Subscribe
throw a jab
and take us to
on the
1,000.
subscribe
We're trying to
button.
get to 1,000
Yeah, when
subscribers.
we get
So
to 1,000
keep
subscribers, so
supporting
we
us,
could start
guys.
getting some ads in here. Okay, guys, bye.
Yeah, and also watch out for our African Fighters award 2021. We'll be doing a live stream for that as well
Yes.
in
There's that as well.
February or end of January.
All right.
It's going to be fun. We'll have some winners. We'll have the Breakthrough Fighter of the Year, African Fighter of the Year, Professional Fighter of the Year, and so on and so on.
Farouk. We gotta go,
Let me drop
man.
like a teaser now. Let me drop a teaser. Okay, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Come on, Africans.